Hi, everybody. This is JJ Long from JJArtworks, and welcome to another episode talking about mental health awareness. This is something, like I've told you a million times, that's very dear to my heart as being someone that's bipolar disorder number one. And I've had a string of manic episodes followed by a severe depressive episode. Actually, if I'm being honest, I think right now I'm just sort of emerging from a second depressive episode. I'll talk about that maybe later on in another YouTube video. But in today's episode, I want to talk about how to advocate for yourself. So, say for example, if you're someone that has mental illness and you just got out of a psych ward, or if you just went through a few different manic episodes and you're trying to stabilize with the help of friends and family and mental health practitioners, I think it's very important for you to understand that it's okay to stick up for yourself, but you need to do it in a way that is an integrated approach. So I think it's very easy for us that have mental illness to not like the label, to not feel judged, to feel like people are all against us. At least that's how I felt when I was just coming out of a psych ward, or actually being put into the psych ward to be more accurate. But when I got out of the psych ward, I felt like, and this was the first time over 10 years ago, when I got out of the psych ward, no one told me that I could advocate for myself. And I felt like everyone else had all the correct information, and however I felt was incorrect. And if I want to get more specific with that, I mean, when it comes to medicine, my psychiatrist at the time, sorry, my therapist at the time told me I was going to have to see a psychiatrist the rest of my life. I was going to have to see a therapist the rest of my life. I was going to be on medicine the rest of my life. And I'd have to see her, my therapist, at least once a week for many months. And just hearing all that information at once really kind of brought me down. And that's what sort of spiked my depressive episode. And that's when I couldn't get out of bed for weeks on end. I wasn't even motivated to shower. I wasn't even really motivated to work at all. And I just overslept every day. Like, I'm talking 10 to 12-hour days, maybe even longer. And if I knew 10 years ago that I could actually advocate for myself and actually tell people, hey, listen, this medicine I'm on isn't working for me. This isn't the right cocktail. I really feel like there's got to be something else. Can we try something else? Can we try a different type of medicine? And I really feel like if I knew that I could advocate for myself, I would have. But because I was being told this is happening to you and that's happening to you, and you're not going to be able to do this, and you're going to be on medicine the rest of your life. And these are experts, by the way. I just listened, and I kind of retreated inward, and I wasn't advocating for myself from a place of strength. I didn't know that I could ask more questions. I just sort of retreated inward and just accepted all the labels that sort of came with being bipolar. I'll tell you what, after this last manic episode that I went through this past summer, 2024, I knew the power of advocating for myself, because I had gone 7 years with medicine. And then if you listen to my other uh, my other episodes sharing my story, you know that I actually was able to taper off of medicine for 2.5 years. So I was medicine free for 2.5 years before this next manic episode that hit me in the summer of 2024. So now when I was in the hospital, they wanted to rush and put me on medicine. I said, ho, ho, ho. I was like, wait a second, let's put the brakes on. I actually don't want to be on medicine because I feel sluggish. I feel drowsy. I just feel like there's a gray cloud over me. And I was able to, when I was in the hospital, I was able to talk to the doctor and get on a dosage of medicine that I felt comfortable with. And I really, if you've ever been on risperidone or Risperdal, it does affect your libido. And I said, hey, if I need to go on an antipsychotic, I do not want to go on Risperdal. Let's try something else. So I'm currently on olanzapine, and that has way less side effects for me as opposed to the risperidone. So that's an example of me advocating for myself and sort of working with my healthcare practitioners, my mental health practitioners, to do something that is going to give me a better result. So when I say advocate for yourself, advocate for the type of medicine you want to be on, advocate for yourself when it comes to your mental health practitioners. So, for example, if you are working with a therapist and you feel like they're not listening to you, because I've had that happen to me as well. I've had multiple therapists, multiple psychiatrists. You need to advocate for yourself and say, you know what, I kind of want a second opinion, or I want to reach out to, another health program that can give me, a psychiatrist or a therapist or a psychologist that's going to listen to me. Like I really feel like the person because I'm sure a lot of us have had people that they just yes you to death, and that you feel like they're not really truly listening to you. You owe it to yourself to find mental health practitioners that listen to you and that are grounded in the present moment with you. You don't want people that are going to yes you to death, and then they don't remember anything that you just said to them. This is your life. This is your mental health. So you want to be able to advocate for yourself. So advocate for yourself when it comes to medicine. Advocate for yourself with the people that you surround yourself with to try to lift you up. Just advocate for yourself. Just really tell people what you're looking for out of this situation. When you talk to somebody, like, listen, we meet up once a month, every few weeks, once a week, and this is what I'm looking for from this relationship is, can you meet me halfway? And those are the types of ways that you can advocate for yourself. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate the love and support. If this is your first time visiting our YouTube channel is basically a very safe environment for artists and creative entrepreneurs that deal with mental health issues, but then also want to build a community of people that don't judge them, because there's a lot of mental strain that goes on with artists and creative entrepreneurs. Just the daily to-dos, wearing a million hats in the business. And I really try to focus on mindfulness and mental health, because I think those are the last things that a lot of us entrepreneurs think of, because we're so busy running and doing a million things. And that's what I really want this channel to be about, just like mental health around us artists and creative entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate the love and support. Please hit the subscribe button below, and I'll talk to you all in another video coming up soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.